I'm doing my behavior change project on functional communication to decrease spitting behaviors. I found an article by Carr and Durand called Reducing Behavior Problems Through Functional Communication Training. So the purpose was that they conducted two experiments, the first one representing what kind of tasks evoked disruptive behavior the most, paired with how much attention was given by the teacher. The second experiment looked at what replacement behaviors work best in decreasing problem behaviors. So the dependent variable for both experiments was the disruptive behaviors. The independent variable for experiment 1 was easier difficult tasks paired with heavy or light adult attention. For experiment 2, it was relevant and irrelevant responses during either incorrect responses during a difficult task with 100% attention, or every 30 seconds asked, do you have a question, during the easy tasks with 33% attention from the teacher. The IOA data for both experiments were at 80% or greater for all participants across categories. For experiment 2, it was 80% or greater for all clients except for Sue's disruptive behavior, which was one of the clients, was at 74%. And reliability was assessed during 70% of the sessions for each child. Treatment fidelity, all observers were trained prior to the experiments. The training would continue until each undergraduate that was conducting the experiments reached 75% agreement on all behavior categories taken, while being watched by another observer that was an extensively experienced undergraduate. Results in experiment 1 found an increase in disruptive behavior during difficult tasks, as well as during easy tasks with minimal teacher attention provided. In experiment 2, they found a big decrease in disruptive behaviors when the client used a relevant response for help from the teacher. However, high rates of disruptive behavior during baseline and high rates of behavior when the client gave an irrelevant response that did not pertain to asking for help. I concluded that teaching children with autism or developmental disabilities functional communication can greatly decrease their problem behavior if the function of the behavior is attention or sometimes escape. However, it does matter what the teacher teaches the client to say, because if the phrase is irrelevant to what they're doing, others will not understand how to respond appropriately to the individual. Functional communication can provide the client with a socially significant replacement behavior as opposed to engaging in the disruptive and inappropriate behaviors, and it can also be used for many different behaviors, which makes it very versatile. There were some limitations to this article that I found. One was there was not a strong intro-observer agreement for either experiment. It was 80% or greater, but not specified how much greater than 80%, and 80% isn't that high. We want it more in the 90s. The functional communication taught by the teacher to the client must be a relevant verbal utterance for it to reduce the disruptive behaviors across environments. As seen in the irrelevant response portion of experiment 2, it did not help the disruptive behavior in decreasing. Also, an FA needs to be done prior to implementing functional communication to ensure that the disruptive behavior has the function of escape or attention, because in an automatic behavior, it won't help. And sometimes for escape behaviors, it will not be as effective. Also, you need to change the communicative phrases that need to be taught, whether it's attention or escape, because for attention, you need to teach the child how to ask for attention, and for escape, you would need to teach the child to ask for a break from the task. Thank you.